I know.
We are live. We are in the house. Okay, yeah, we're on. Yeah, we're live, man. All right. Let's do this. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to this live edition of Sports to the Wire. And the reason why we're live because I don't feel like doing no editing, no nothing today, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a lazy day today. So as everyone can actually see with the title there and the topics we're actually discussing tonight is Giannis Antetokounmpo, the best player in the world. And, you know, everybody's going to be, you know, they were saying Kevin Durant and since Kevin Durant got swept, now it's Giannis now. So Giannis actually loses. So who's it going to be now? Is it going to be Jayson Tatum or is it going to be Luka Doncic now, the best player in the world? Barrett, your take on the whole Boston series and do people actually lose the concept of basketball that it's actually a team sport in a sense that you actually need a team to actually win this, not just one player?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's always a team sport that goes without saying. But, you know, Giannis is he's a great player. Giannis is a great player. And excuse me, I'm a little bit under the weather, guys, so I apologize for my voice. But, you know, Giannis was able to do something that I don't think was ever done before. He was able to drop 200 points, you know, 100 rebounds and 50 assists by himself. And the series went 7 games against the Boston Celtics, who are a better defensive team. Let's just make sure we admit that. But ultimately, you did not have Chris Middleton. And the bottom line is, you going home in 7 games. But is Giannis the best player in the world because he got sent home? I think you have to always put him at the top of the list. He's earned the right to be in the top 5. He's earned the right to maybe be considered one of the best players in the world because of his ability to score the basketball, his ability to dominate the game itself, not just in the paint, but all over. His ability to defend, his ability to make other teams guys better. So yes, I think he's worthy of that clause, even if they got knocked out. Because sometimes some of the best players don't always go all the way. So we do know, yeah, you bring up Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson and all the great players that played this game, and you say, yeah, they were great, but you have to understand something. They had their best players around them. They were healthy. They had a good run. You know, Milwaukee didn't have Chris Middleton. That was a pretty big list to have. And yet they still were able to go 7 games. My personal opinion, yes. You do need a team to compete. But Giannis does deserve to be considered one of the best players. He's not the best.
All right, so yeah, he actually had help. I have the box scores up. Giannis 25, 20, and 9. Lopez 15 points. Didn't actually shoot that well from 3, so that kind of affected the spacing a little bit. And then, you know, Drew Holiday, I mean, he's a max player. I say he signed a big contract, and he's been pretty much abysmal. And except was it for that game 5 or game 6 where he still was taking a lot of bad shots. And I mean, you actually needed more from him, and he's really more like an overpaid role player. And you didn't really get much bench productivity. You got Bobby Portis with 10 points, but again, he was impacted by foul trouble. And he had 3 fouls in the first quarter and a half of the game, so that kind of takes away from his aggression in a sense. Though the refs are going to call ticky-tack fouls on him. So I mean, all right. The bottom line is, you know, we'll try to conclude this, and we're going to get on to the next subject. You need a team in basketball, and you know, you want to, if you're going to do best player in the world, it needs to go by the actual player and their skill sets. You know, not the team record in a sense. You know, it does matter, but it's not the total. You know, you can have Michael Jordan or LeBron James in his prime on a bad team, and ain't gonna really do much. Ain't gonna really be much.
Well, you got to understand something, bro. Again, we have to look at, if we're talking about Giannis himself, you got to look at it. Game 1, he had 24 points. Game 2, 28. Game 3, he had 42. 34, 40, 44, 25. The bottom line is that he did the best he could, but he didn't shoot entirely well, percentage-wise.
No. He had 10 for 26, so that was probably like 37.
But but he had 20 boards and 9 assists. I mean, you try your best to make up for the fact that you had a 21 a game score in Chris Middleton, and he was not available. That's 21 points a game was on the bench. That could have made a big difference in what could have possibly happened had he played. So, yeah, there is a point of having a team. But Milwaukee has a pretty good team. Look how far they got with the team they have. And they didn't do too bad without Chris Middleton. They went 7 games without him.
Yeah.
But Giannis is an absolute beast. And we got to pay homage to what Giannis is as a player. And the team was not bad. They just fell short against a very good Boston Celtics team. And again, like I said, you have 21 point a game average player Chris Middleton that was missing for this whole series. If you win 7 games, it can't be, if you be throwing trash and forgotten.
Yeah, Berg, your audio's off.
Yeah.
All right, you got the Bluetooth in?
No, I don't have it in. I'm watching it live.
All right. Maybe it's the actual live stream. Normally, Barrick has crystal clear audio, man. I mean, pristine audio. But all right. So getting to the Boston Celtics. I mean, listen. They were playing at home. The role players actually just played better at home for the most part, and they just had better productivity, especially on the defensive end. I mean, everybody was their plus minuses. Everybody was a plus. Williams over here, 27 points. Wow, yeah. He shot 7 for 18. I mean, damn. That's why you got to try to close these games out, man, in 5 or 6, because these low 3-point percentage shooters, like in the low 30s, I mean, they're bound to have a good game. And, I mean, 7 for 18 for 3, he was killing them, man. Williams over here. And just everybody was playing defense. They were moving the basketball. I mean, Derek White shot horribly, but I mean, still he played. Actually, he was good on the defensive end. So let's get into the Phoenix series, Barrett. What the hell happened, man? What is going on now? We know what actually happened in a sense, though. I think CP3 was actually worn down, and he had the constant guard Luka Doncic. And I think they try to hide him. And his size is actually really a problem. And then what about DeAndre Ayton, man? I mean, he can't move his feet. He kept getting switched on to Luka, and that just caused a whole bunch of problems where you got actually have to help there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I thought the biggest defensive adjustment that was made was by Dallas. They threw a lot of bigs on CP3. And that was I thought the biggest difference in creating problems for the Phoenix Suns to be able to get their offense into full swing. Not to mention, they were taking some bad shots throughout the whole game. And let's not forget the fact he only had 27 first half points. That is something I never thought in the middle league. Especially led by CP3. So, this was a shock to begin with, an absolute. So, now you look at the concept now, where does the Dallas Mavericks go with Luka? Luka Doncic is a big matchup night for anybody. I mean, his ability to get to his spots, he can play back to the basket and shoot. He's not going to take you off the dribble like a good crossover, but he's not prefer to get to the paint. And he's got tremendous amount of movement to give himself a good look to the basketball. Defensively, Luka is a bit of a non-defensive player. But his offense is enough right now. I mean, Dallas stepped up. Didn't really step up. Brunson. Oh my God, that guy Brunson. He brought it. He brought it. He could bring up the whole series. That's the Luka sidekick right there. So those guys continue to play hard. Man, it's a good possibility that Dallas will be able to get to the final.
Yeah, I think Phoenix had problems rotating out to 3-point shooters. They didn't even try. I mean, they didn't show up at all, man. I'm kind of surprised. Let's see, your boy. I'm listening to Eddie Johnson tomorrow on NBA radio. I will be listening to your show tomorrow, and I gotta see. I'm gonna hear what you actually have to say about this, because you were saying, "Oh, the Phoenix Suns, they're gonna win. They're gonna win." And you don't look at CP3 size as a problem. I'm looking at it as a negative 39, man. I mean, Jesus Christ. Mikal Bridges, negative 40. This is supposed to be your defensive player of the year here. I mean, just got no. I mean, you're two high percentage one-on-one players, and Chris Paul and Devin Booker was just abysmal, especially Devin Booker. And this actually knocks you out of the, one of the best players in the league over here. You're always saying how you don't get voted on the All-Star team. None of that stuff. I think yeah. Yeah, you there, Barrett? Yeah, Barrett, you there? Yeah. All right. Let's get back into it. We losing Barrick for his audio. He's there physically, but I can't hear him. Let me see if I can send him a message. No, his mic is not muted. This is horrible, man. This is bad video right here. All right, he's dropping back. He's gonna come back in. We not the first time we actually have technical difficulties here, but all right. So hold on, let me get Barrick back.
You got me now?
I got you now, man. I got you now. I thought I was gonna have to go solo on this one here, man.
Nah, it's just one of them days, man. It's just one of them days. Yeah, like I was saying, the Suns, they shot 33 for 87, and the Mavericks shot 46 of 81 from the field. But the bottom line is Dallas hit a lot of three-pointers. They had 19 from 39. And that was the difference. I know Chris Paul, he only had 10 points. And Booker only had 11. DeAndre Ayton had 5. I mean, you cannot win a series that way. So when you speak to a guy on NBA radio tomorrow, you tell him that's not the way you win a series. But at the same time, the Dallas Mavericks, man, they just stepped up, man. Big props to them. Big props to Luka.
Yeah,
the whole organization.
Oriented basketball. They were moving the basketball. They were making shots. They were getting the mismatches that they actually want. And CP3 side always concerned me. Devin Booker, as I was saying, as we had technical difficulties with Barrett, that Devin Booker is always saying how he doesn't get enough props, and how the All-Star situation this year, how he didn't get voted on or anything like that. Not voted on, but voted on by the fans. He doesn't get. He has 70 in the game, but when the moment matters here, you need him. I mean, what happened over here? 11 points. I mean, damn.
Yeah. That's right. Right now, it's called a choke artist. It's called a collapse. You call it what you want to call it. This is a game 7. You show up. You show up for a game 7.
I thought.
I don't care how tough it's going to be.
What about?
No, it's a game.
What about CP3 and the travel? Because they were saying that earlier. Hey, he's older. He's 37 years old. The travel of the.
Come on. Let's not even go there with that, because we wouldn't be saying that if they won. We wouldn't be saying that if they won. Every time somebody wants to come out and say, "Oh, he's not this, he's not that," 36 years old And I guarantee you 10 or 12 teams in the league would love to have CP3 on their team because of his ability to lead an offense. All right. I mean, his short game his mid-range game is off the hook. You know, he's smart, basketball savant. You don't have any point guards in the league right now like CP3. So they wouldn't even be in this position without this man. But he did not show up to.
What about the backup end? What's his backup point guard, though?
Who? Payne? Cameron Payne?
Yeah, what happened to him? Well, at least he played some defense. He was a +8. So, but that was, I guess that was more towards like, the game being blown out in a sense, though. I mean, he got in, and I don't know. I mean, it's something they have to address next year. Getting a backup point guard with some size, and I think that's going to be a lot of teams in a sense, though, because like it's hard. It's really, really hard to play like a guard that's under 6'2". It's really, really, really hard, because like I said,
it may be hard now because everybody's taller, but again, you were able to get to the 7th game of the Western Conference semifinals with this guy. You won 60-plus games in the regular season because of this guy. But credit the Dallas Mavericks for coming up with an in-series adjustment and throwing a bunch of bigs at CP3. Commend them for it.
And Luka, he had to guard Luka. I mean, Luka's 6'8".
Yeah.
I mean, you got guys that are like 6'9" that can't guard him. So it's bad enough when you have a 6-foot player and he could post them up down low, and he could take them off the dribble, and it happens over and over and over and over again. You got to really kind of bank on Dallas players, role players that actually to not make 3-pointers, and that's what you're hoping on in a sense, though.
Right. But 27 points by halftime. I've never seen that by any team that's won 60 games, a number 1 seed, and pretty much had the type of team that everyone to this very day kept saying was the best team remaining in the playoffs. And they didn't play like that. It's amazing that when a team has that fire and they want it more and the head coach is making the adjustments, it doesn't matter how good this team is. If you don't combat the adjustments, if you don't find ways to score the basketball and play defense and get the stops you need, you're going to be sent home. That's what happened to Phoenix. They got to sit back and look at themselves in the mirror. Stop talking all this crap about the fact that you are a good team. You should have came out and showed out. If you were scratching and clawing and diving into loose balls and diving into the first row, grabbing loose balls, and you still lost, man, we commend you. But this performance, if I'm a Phoenix Suns fan, I couldn't even show up to work the next day.
All right, so how does the Phoenix Suns retool for next year, man? I mean, what do you actually do with CP3? I mean, you get more shooting on there. I mean, DeAndre Ayton, they have a decision about him. I mean, what do you actually do for next year?
I think you pretty much come back with the same team because, I watch a lot of college ball, and I don't have all the names lined up right now as far as point guards. But you don't have an immediate answer coming out the draft. And I don't see too many point guards around the NBA that you can probably plug in right now that would take over CP3's positions. My guess is you're going to come back with the same team next year. But you have to get better in the front court. Devin Booker, he's a great talent. But there's something missing with Devin. Because if no one else is clocking, Devin ain't clocking either. And
so you think he needs to actually learn how to get his teammates more involved and get them in better spots, or
I think he got to find out to get him in better spots too, because he's a great shooter.
Not him, his teammates in better position. Like kind of be that second playmaker in a sense, though.
Well, you got Mikal Bridges. I don't
know if he's a playmaker, like he could make good passes and has that type.
But you don't need him to do that. Mikal Bridges, his job was to play defense. He did it well. Hang around the wing, shoot them 3-pointers, and he did that well. He didn't do it well tonight.
Not this game. He wasn't. He had probably the worst plus minus. Where was it? Mikal Bridges. Oh, hold on, right down here.
I mean, look, the bottom line is Phoenix lost bad today. But I mean, the question really is: did they lose so bad that you got to gut the team? No,
No. No, I was
no.
saying retool. You
But you
got to give
lost bad. Yeah, I mean,
think
look.
about the
Look, I'll give you a great example. This is not even basketball related; it's football related. The New England Patriots were 18-0. Remember, they were 18-0. They ran the whole season without losing one game, and they faced the Giants in the Super Bowl, right? And they lost that one game. They lost the one game. Never won a championship. They lost that one game. They didn't cut the team out. They got a few pieces here and there, but they came back just as strong. You really don't have to cut this team. You're gonna have to find a better backup for CP3. I'll admit that. But outside of that, the team looked like they're in pretty good shape. It's just this is a bad outing, and you have to learn from it. And if you're the Phoenix Suns, you guys sit back and look at yourself in the mirror and say, "Look, we can't have this crap next year. We can't have this next year. Can't have it." And CP3 ain't getting no
I
younger.
mean, this is shots didn't go down. My thing was with them was more on the defensive end. How I was just not seeing the Phoenix Suns actually rotate over to open shooters. They were just leaving them wide open, not closing out. I mean, that was a big problem I seen in the game. I'm like, man, this is like it looks like the Phoenix Suns actually ran out of gas there, man. They just ran like the tank is on empty, man, and it just looked like one of those regular season games, and it was a back to back. And I mean, we seen stuff like this during the regular season, but like you said, in a game 7, I mean, you figured there would be, more intensity. I mean, all that stuff, man. It just wasn't.
They didn't show out, bro. They just didn't do it. And it's a poor performance by the Phoenix Suns. And let me tell you something. Luka did 2 drop step back shots early in the game. And I think they was taking their hearts early in the game. They took their hearts in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Remember, Dallas led this whole game from start to finish and did not let up. They kept going, did not lead up. Phoenix never matched up to it. And let me tell you something. It is about a measure of heart, about a measure of metal. If somebody's coming at you throwing whalers, man, you ducking, you better swing back just as much as they swinging. You got to come hard. This was a poor performance. It showed no heart. It just was a big letdown for the whole franchise, a big letdown for the fan base. And CP3, whether or not he showed up, this guy, I would love to see him win a championship. He's a great player. But unfortunately, this didn't work out again this year. But I just think you come back with the same team next year, you're going to have to strengthen the bench a little bit more. That I'll admit. We'll see what they do about that.
All right. I mean, we were going like 22 minutes into this unscheduled live over here, man. It's only the second time we actually did this on this channel here, but
Yep.
It's a good live. We had one person tuning in and they took off. They actually bounced bad. All right, so we're
okay.
If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe. Certainly share this video. When you share, the universe certainly shares back with you. Peace.
Peace, guys.